DeepSeek freakout mean for your wallet? Okay, so this is a huge opportunity for anyone that has anything to put into the market right now. I would absolutely not sell off any of your stocks. Warren Buffett's famous quote, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. These stock sell-offs for, huge companies like Meta, Amazon, Tesla that happened yesterday, and these many semiconductor companies, nuclear energy companies, and data centers. This is an incredible opportunity, and I just put a lot of my cash positions into the market yesterday, and I'm already up on most of these positions. So I want to go through all of the different things that were affected. And for example, these huge, 13%, 15% decreases in these companies that otherwise, in the bigger picture, are very stable sectors that are only going to continue to rise. In the bigger picture, just because DeepSeek has this lessened need for energy, a lessened need for, data consumption, it doesn't mean that we're going to be at any overall lessened need for any of those things. We're always going to require energy, including nuclear energy, which is free of emissions, carbon emissions. And we'll always need, data centers, semiconductors. And then there are these, I would call them maybe just mainstay companies that are players in the AI space, such as, so the list here, Tesla, Google, Meta, and Netflix and Amazon. Not sure why Netflix and Amazon Netflix was included, but Amazon I also put under data centers because they provide so much for Amazon Web Services. So this is the list for semiconductors. Let me see here. Okay, there you go. Semiconductors. I will find a way to make it easier to see, but to go through the list, AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, Broadcom is AVGO. Right here, they had a 13% decrease yesterday. And in the bigger picture, if you look at where they are overall, say for the past year, let's get that. It has been performing well, and then the huge opportunity happened yesterday. Yesterday really felt like just a March 20th COVID type event. It was an event where everyone seemed to completely freak out about this DeepSeek and its capabilities requiring less energy, requiring less data, and then had this massive sell-off. Whereas we know that in general, with the use of AI, that's only going to continue to increase. There's going to be more and more need for both semiconductors, data centers, and nuclear energy, and then the AI companies in general are not going anywhere. Okay, so that's Broadcom. You can see that this pattern of, increasing position and then this big sort of sharp drop yesterday. And it's already recovering today. It has recovered about 3%. It will almost certainly continue to do so. I bought, sort of on average into all of these. I put in 19 different individual stocks. And usually I really don't recommend individual stocks in general. And, it's just easier to go into the NASDAQ or the S&P. And that is definitely the case in general. But yesterday, because it was such a unusual event, it was COVID-like, all of these really great companies that, have this continuing value were being sold off. And so it was a really unusual and continues really to be a great opportunity for all of those that are watching this. I absolutely would not waste any time if you're looking at something like this that, it just lost what maybe easily a quarter of its value and it's already rebounding up. So I would absolutely be sprinting to your brokerage accounts and making sure that you buy into this. If you have anything in savings, or if you have, I actually had cash positions. I am a real estate investor, and I hadn't been paying attention to my stock portfolio in quite a long time. And then I just happened to have these cash positions. I was planning on sort of, taking the time to invest them into maybe the S&P, but I was also kind of waiting for things to change with just the global markets and the new presidency and everything like that. And then this happened. And so yesterday I just absolutely rushed to get into all of these different positions. So back to the semiconductors. So semiconductors, I have about 7 companies here that I listed that were affected. I focused on the ones that were affected because it's like you're buying these stocks on sale, huge sale for stocks like Google and Microsoft and Netflix that are only going to, continue to go up. So let me pull up the semiconductor list. So Advanced Micro Device, AMD, Avgo, which is Broadcom that we're looking at here. And then BE Semiconductor is BES, BESIY, BESIY, and right here, as you can see. And then let's look at where it's been in the past year. So overall, I would say it looks like a slight downward trend in the past year. So that's interesting. And then in the past 5 years, clearly a positive trend there. In the past month, yeah, hard to, obtain any conclusions from the past month. But overall, there's just still a great potential to get this on sale. Like I said, I already bought into this yesterday. And then the next one is NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, this, super popular stock that's obviously in the semiconductor category that was also affected. Yeah. So let me pull that. And then the next one is Taiwan Semiconductor that was also affected yesterday. Let me look at this here. Okay, so for the past 5 years, let's take a look here. It's just been going up in the past month. Here we go. Okay. And then in the past 5 days, let's look at that. And there's a little bit of a lag. Okay, here we go. So there's still a nice sale, a discount here compared to where it was right at 220. Right now it's at 200. So like I said, I bought into every single company that I'm going to mention here. So that is Taiwan Semiconductor, and the ticker is TSM. And then next is Marvel Tech, Marvel with 2 L's. That one, similar story, as well as Micron, which is MU. Okay, so I'm jumping ahead now to data centers. The 2 data centers, the 3 with Amazon, but I'm also categorizing Amazon as a just a mainstay stock, as you can imagine. So the two that are primarily just data centers were ANET, so Arista Networks, ANET, Arista Networks. And that one is right here. We can see that in the past month had this huge opportunity yesterday, still an opportunity right now. You're absolutely not too late at all. And then in the past 5 days, again, it's really still at this new sales price. It's down about 15% in the past 5 days. So that's a huge opportunity there. And then this stock overall in the past 5 years, this pattern has just been going up. So there's ANET, and then Oracle is the other one. Oracle is this company that we grew up with that's, yeah, I mean, I just think of it as, this old internet provider, but nowadays they're in data center, an absolutely solid stock, like all of these. And then you can see this sort of big sell off just for the past month. And then here still a decrease, major sale here for Oracle stock, down 14% in the past couple of days. So those are the two data centers here. And then now I will just go over the mainstay stocks really quickly. I think these are pretty much self-explanatory. I'm not really gonna need to get into them. So it's the ones that were affected yesterday, they've all essentially rebounded today. They were only affected maybe between 1% and 5% yesterday, because considering just these major mainstays or AI players. So that includes Microsoft, Google, which is Alphabet. It includes Amazon and Meta. And then there's also Netflix and Tesla. So it was an opportunity for me to buy into these that I think just in general, very low risk, super solid companies. And then now our last category of opportunity that is still happening is nuclear. So there are three companies here that I bought into. The fourth company I will mention, I didn't even really look at it. It was a Louisiana-based company that was affected yesterday by the DeepSeek change, the DeepSeek explosion in a way that I am just not comfortable in investing in because of the infrastructure issues in the state of Louisiana and the worsening of climate change. It definitely, for something that is, that's really an energy company dependent on what happens in the climate, as any company would, it just makes me do not invest in that area. So the other three nuclear companies that were really affected are Constellation, Talon, and Vistra. So Constellation is the ticker CEG, Constellation Energy Corp. And then the second one is Talon Energy. So TLN is the ticker, Talon Energy. And then Vistra Corp is VST, Vistra Corp. So for example, here, if you want to look at Vistra and what it's been doing in the past 5 years, again, this very solid pattern. And then in the past 5 days, huge sell-off. So that is, I think, really helpful to see. Again, in the past 6 months, this, really steady increase and then a big sell-off yesterday. So it's decreased by about, let's see, what is the percentage? Around 20% almost. So a great opportunity for these, I would say, these three nuclear companies. And you can look at the Louisiana-based company if you're interested in that. So overall, this is really like a just uber specific and incredible opportunity to buy if you are in some cash positions. In general, I invest in real estate. Ever since learning about real estate, I stopped investing in stocks, and I haven't put any new cash or any of my really new net worth into investing in stocks. And that's been ever since I learned about real estate in 2020 and have been investing in it just with my entire rest of the portfolio. But I haven't taken out any positions in my stocks, and I don't recommend anyone to do so. And so if I have a really great friend who is a wonderful person, a brilliant doctor, and he sold, unfortunately, in March 2020 when COVID happened and everything happened. And he really, that by doing so, he solidified his losses there, whereas everyone else recovered. So don't be like my great friend and, hold on to your positions. If you have cash positions, or if you're not planning to invest in real estate anytime soon, I would absolutely prioritize this opportunity right away. So this is a great opportunity for presence, for consciousness and mindfulness. This is, especially if there are emotions that arise, great opportunity to be the awareness behind those emotions and watch the mind and watch its fears. You don't have to believe in them. You don't have to act or react as a result of them. You can be the awareness, and you can allow the mind to have its concerns and have its fears. And the more that you deepen your awareness, the awareness that is aware of the mind, the less the mind is able to use you, and the more sharp the mind can be for you as a tool. So this is really what I share through conscious investing, the process of combining presence and mindfulness with investing in any asset class. And I'm still primarily going to be in real estate. I just had this great opportunity because I was in these cash positions to take an advantage of this. And I hope that lots of you do as well. Thanks. Please make sure that you learn more about conscious investing. And please make sure that you go to the link in the description to join the email list. I send out these tips on whether it's changes in the market, or usually it's a lot of the times it could be on real estate, and then in general on AI, and my recommendations in terms of maintaining presence with all of these changes that are happening all the time around us.